parents, in spite of the time they lived in and everything. But given the time they lived in, they were even more exceptional. And I think, and they also had a large amount of children to take care of and to watch over. And I tried to point out in the book a little bit about how mother and dad too very much sort of steered us in a direction and made it very clear that we had a responsibility being in America to do something for our country. That was very, very clear. And that was number one. Mm-hmm. And I think it's the thing, you know, because my brothers are so famous now, and I think they were certainly driven by that. And Dad was a very loving parent, but he was also strong. When he said something, you got the message.
You did it, right?
So I think that they were unusual that way, and they always, you know, kept us interested. It wasn't a big labor of, oh dear, we have to do that again or something like that. And it's so difficult. And it was always interesting. And the news is interesting most of the time. And,
Very interesting these days, Ambassador.
I know. But so I think the children, and they did, we all enjoyed it because we had different opinions, and they always listened to what Jack thinks we should not go into the war either. This is World War. But if he goes, we all have to serve, and we all have to serve. And the girls never will get in the Army when, you know, all that sort of, but it was all very interesting. And we, you know, as the younger, as the number 8 of 9, it was very interesting to listen to people, I mean, these different opinions, depending on the age. And of course, our older brothers, Joe and Jack, particularly because they were the oldest, were very interesting, particularly with my father. You know, they could make a terrific conversation about why are we holding back and why shouldn't we get in there, and, you know, and making points. And I think, you know, it sticks with you forever if you get it at an early enough age. So it made a huge impression on me and all of us, I think. And I try and do it a little bit with my children as well.
Well, I was going to ask
Steve
you that.
certainly did, yes.
Steve, did you feel that? Did you feel the same atmosphere in your house growing up that the ambassador